What's up, losers? Today I've got a fresh batch of posts from r/fatlogic to check out, react to, and have a little fun with. This is episode 65 in the fatlogic series. And I'm itching to see what fat activist antics await me today. So without further ado, let's get into it.
If losing weight and keeping it off requires dedicating your entire existence to doing so, because you're literally fighting every urge that your body has to restore your weight to safety, do you really want it? I was to acknowledge that your answer to this might be yes. Especially if you experience a lot of weight stigma in your current body. But, if you're in a place to receive this message, just consider for a moment that the options may really be between dedicating your life to trying to fight your body's natural size, and more than likely, still not being able to do so. Or choosing to reclaim your time and energy through healing, and also leave space to grieve the body you wish you had.
Size. And the most ridiculous hyperbole of the day goes to losing weight, and keeping it off, requires dedicating your entire existence to it. Like, what are they even talking about? All it requires is that you eat a little less. Where exactly does the whole life dedication come in? I always get really frustrated when I see people hyping up the challenge of weight loss like this. Because not only is it a misrepresentation of the way thin people actually live, but it also serves to scare fat people off from attempting a healthy weight loss regimen that would be well within their power to adhere to. Although lots of thin or fit people might enjoy exercising, there is absolutely no need to dedicate lots of time to exercise if that is not something that interests you. Because you can easily lose weight through calorie reduction, even if you don't exercise at all. Similarly, while some thin people might care a lot about eating quote-unquote healthy foods, only, this is not essential either. It is perfectly possible to be thin and enjoy the same treat foods that you ate as a fat person. It just requires moderation. Anybody who tells you that you have to give up all the foods that you enjoy and spend 10 hours a day at the gym just to stay thin is not telling you the truth or looking out for your best interest. They are, most likely, deliberately trying to scare you off from making much smaller changes, which would have an enormous positive impact on your life. So you shouldn't listen to them. The other 2 points from the post that stood out to me that I thought I should respond to were: first, the idea that giving in to your cravings, indulging in excessive consumption, and returning to your original state of obesity is actually, quote, restoring your body to safety. Yeah, no, it's literally doing the exact opposite of that. A little controlled dieting is not going to kill you, but obesity well might. Giving up on weight loss and settling into a permanent state of obesity is just about the worst possible decision one could make for their long-term health. And it's infuriating to see people encouraging this kind of self-destructive mindset, all while cloaking it in the language of self-care, or whatever. If people are really this determined to screw up their own lives, I wish they would, at the very least, stop trying so hard to bring others down with them. But I guess that's asking too much. And finally, what is this post talking about when it says, grieve the body you wish you had at the end? Like, does anybody else find that whole concept just totally whack? Not only is it unnecessary to grieve that body, because you could always just go out and get it, but also, who actually thinks about grief like that? You would grieve a dead family member, or pet, or maybe, at a stretch, a really bad breakup or ruined friendship. But what kind of weirdo would grieve something like an imagined body that they might have had? If they could be bothered to clean up the diet, that's not grief, that's just, I don't know, regret. And it's a particularly self-indulgent kind of regret, because it's something that's still in your power to change. Describing it as grief just seems totally bizarre to me. I don't get it. These people are weird. Anyway, moving on.
People will sit up here on social media all day long and talk about decolonize this, and anti-oppression this, and body positivity that, and will even comment on all your photos about how beautiful you are, but will still never ever seriously approach, date, or get in a relationship with anybody other than thins and acceptable hourglass thick / small fats. Y'all are freaking annoying and fake as frick, to be honest.
Haha, what is this? The fat version of nice guy's trademark. It's always cringy to see guys complaining that women don't see how great they are. But this is no better. Like, the person who wrote this post is straight up fuming that men are going after women they're actually attracted to, instead of them. How embarrassing. As with nice guys, I suspect that the problem in this case is not actually that men refuse to date fat women. Because from my observation of the world, this is not the case. And most fat women are perfectly able to find men who are interested in them. No, my guess is that this is another case of some fat women wanting to have their cake and eat it too, pun intended. This is speculation on my part, so it should be taken with a pretty large grain of salt. But I believe that these women are not upset because nobody is willing to go out with them, but because the men who are willing to go out with them do not meet their lofty standards. And one of these standards, as hypocritical as it might seem, is that they want the men they go out with to be thin or lean. To any fat women who feel this way, all I can say is, you get out what you put in. So many things about this world are unfair and outside of our control, but this is not one of them. If you want thin men to go out with you, maybe you should actually put in a little effort yourself. Try and meet the expectations you impose on others, rather than relying on bullying or shaming tactics to get what you want. Oh yeah, and getting a better personality probably wouldn't hurt either. Haha. Nobody likes to be surrounded by negativity and self-pity all the time. Which, let's face it, fat activists are pretty much defined by. So maybe if you made some changes in that department, your romantic prospects would improve a little too. Just my suggestions, though. What makes all of this especially funny, in my eyes at least, is how it all overlaps with fat politics. Because it really exposes the lack of cultural capital the fat acceptance movement holds. Outside of their self-contained little corner of the internet, they can whinge, and moan, and cry, all they like, about diet culture, and thin supremacy, and whatever their latest tragedy of the week might be. But at the end of the day, that isn't going to make people find them attractive, much less go out with them. And, I don't know, that just puts a smile on my face. Maybe that makes me a bad person. I don't know, but I can't help how I feel. So I'm not going to apologize for it. Haha.
Instead of losing weight, I've been trying this thing, where I buy clothes that actually fit.
Okay, that's great. I certainly wouldn't advise people to buy clothes that don't fit them. But isn't this something that goes both ways? Buying clothes in anticipation of weight loss introduces the problem of the clothes not fitting until that weight loss is realized. Which is annoying and inconvenient, for obvious reasons. But if you let yourself go and keep getting bigger, your clothes will become too small for you as your body keeps expanding anyway. If anything, losing weight and having your clothes become a little baggy seems preferable to having to stuff excess fat into clothes that are too tight. At least, it seems that way to me. But maybe I'm just incapable of comprehending the fat mind. Haha. Oh yeah, and losing weight so that you're no longer obese isn't just beneficial in that it allows you to fit into smaller clothes. It also, spares you the devastating health consequences of obesity. So I thought it was important to just, put that out there. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the posts and my commentary. What do you think? Does weight loss require that you dedicate your entire life to it? Are men hypocrites for supporting body positivity, but not wanting to go out with fat women? Is it better to lose weight to fit into clothes, or to buy clothes that fit you and stay fat? Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, or I'll aggressively stuff you into some really undersized clothes, like I'm packing meat into a sausage. Just kidding, haha. Anyway, catch you later.